So Cindy, tell me what inspired you to get into the furniture design business?
Well, as a model and someone who traveled a lot, I think my home was my sanctuary, and I always spent a lot of time and care creating this environment for myself. And now that I'm a wife and a mother, I even spend more time and more care with my home. And one of the houses where we were living at the time was featured in Elle Decor magazine, and I was approached by Rooms to Go to do a Cindy Crawford home, which is a furniture line. And at first I was like, well, it's kind of weird. Why? I thought people had asked me to do skincare and makeup and clothing. But at the same time, I felt like style is style, and that I could take what I'd learned from the world of fashion and translate that into my picture of lifestyle and of home.
So what do you think makes your furniture collection different from other furniture that's available to consumers today?
Right. I mean, well, the main thing that we try to focus on is style, value, and I know that's not totally unique, but that is first and foremost. We definitely look at what is, what people want, what's trending, what we think is right for the brand, and then try to do that at an affordable price. I love leather. We try to use a lot of leather. I like microfiber because it looks great, but it's also really easy to clean. I always am concerned about the hand. How do things feel? Mm-hmm. And then just my aesthetic. So it's like if you like that, maybe come in, at least check out Cindy Crawford Home.
All right, so in your travels all over the world, have you ever been to Pittsburgh before this visit?
This is my first trip to Pittsburgh.
And so you got to see a little bit of the city today, so tell us about what you've been able to do.
Right. Well, we arrived late last night, so we pretty much just got to our hotel and got up early this morning and went and did some radio interviews. Said "Go Steelers" a couple times. That went over well. And then we went to the Children's Hospital here, which is really incredible. Probably not on everyone's sightseeing tours, but it really should be. It's an incredible state-of-the-art children's hospital that was such a great thing to be able to do. And I lost a brother to leukemia when he was a boy and when I was a young girl. So that's kind of a pet charity of mine. And so I was happy to be there to see the hospital, but also to present a check for $20,000 on behalf of Levin's and myself.
That's great. Well, I'm glad you got to see a little bit of the city. Mm-hmm. So now this month you are on the cover of Vogue Mexico looking absolutely stunning. So can you tell me, what is your secret to staying young and beautiful?
Look, there's no secrets. I mean, I'm 45 and, I do what I can. I exercise and I eat pretty good most of the time. I take care of my skin and all I always say the secret is there's no secret. It's just doing it. Mm-hmm. So it's wearing a hat. It's not smoking. It's trying to get enough sleep. It's drinking a lot of water. All of those things go a long way over time.
All right. Well, now what do you think is the biggest difference with modeling today? There are all these modeling shows and a different light on it. What do you think is the biggest difference between now and modeling in the 80s and 90s?
I think modeling is modeling and being in front of a camera, but I would say the biggest difference in terms of just possibility is that there is less opportunity for a girl who's just a model now. I mean, it seems like all the big cosmetic ads, all the big designer ads, it's usually young actresses who are beautiful, mm-hmm. But in the past they didn't really want to model, and I just think it's very hard for young models ask me, what should I do? Mm-hmm. And I say you should take acting lessons or singing lessons.
Yeah. So, and what about body image? Do you think it's different now too? Girls, are forced to look a certain way now than as opposed to before? Well,
I think they were always forced to look a certain way. It's just the way they're supposed to look is different. Mm-hmm. I think like if you look at Marilyn Monroe's body, who was considered the ideal of beauty at one point, and then it went to Twiggy, and then it was more like the Cheryl Tiegs, Christy Brinkley, and I was just right after that. And we were allowed to have a more athletic, mm-hmm. little, we could be a size 6. Now, then it was Kate Moss and grunge, and now it's like this super, super, super skinny. Mm-hmm. I'm just thankful it wasn't like that when I was modeling, because I probably wouldn't have made it.
Well, now you've gotten to wear and model clothes from so many different sought-after fashion designers. So tell me who some of your favorites are, and maybe some that you have in your closet that you like to wear on a regular basis.
Well, I mean, I live in Malibu on the beach, so most days I'm in jeans and, some kind of a little top. But I love Cavalli. I'm a big fan of Roberto Cavalli because I just think he loves women, and I love the color, and it's just, to me, his clothes are sexy and happy. I like Alexander Wang for a young designer. Who else right now am I wearing? I like Helmut Lang. It just kind of depends. I mean, I pretty much can find something from almost every designer that I like. And I think the fun part for me about fashion is mixing it up and making it your own.
Mm-hmm. All right, so with Mother's Day right around the corner now, what advice do you have for working moms out there? Because you're obviously a very busy woman. And so what advice do you have? How do you deal with the challenges of being a working mom?
Well, the way that I am able to kind of manage my life is just by being really organized. I'm very punctual, and I'm pretty organized, so I know how long things are going to take. I allow the time to take them, and I've learned to also say no to certain things. I mean, I can't do everything all the time.
All right, so lastly, now it seems like you're always working on a new project or something new. What do you have in the works for the future? And anything, I'm sure people would like to see you do, like you mentioned before, a clothing line, maybe. So any projects you haven't done that you'd love to do in the future?
Right now I'm really focusing on making the businesses that I'm already in as good as they can be, and that includes my skincare line, Meaningful Beauty, which we've been doing for 7 years now and is really hitting its stride and growing. And also, there's still a lot of room to grow in the home area because besides doing Cindy Crawford Home with Levin's here, I also have a top of bed and tabletop at JCPenney. So I'm not really looking to add new things right now, but it's just to kind of flesh those out.
Great. All right, well, thanks so much for taking the time to talk with me.
Thank you.
Thanks.